Sweet Pea walked in as I was writing my get to do list and asked me how I knew what the steps were. And the reality is, I don't really know. I remember as a kiddo, I did the same thing. I looked at my mama, adults, especially creative adults, and really marveled in this deep sense of knowing that everyone seemed to have. And as this adult, mama, creative that's supposed to know all the answers, all the steps. It's amazing to me and very humbling how little I know. I've just been trying to stay really close to the work, even when I don't fully understand it yet. The last few weeks have been this massive roller coaster. We had a storm hit Hawaii that is so wild that we haven't seen one like it in 20 years. We had family, friends come and visit. Sweet Pea's birthday is happening. It feels like this season is 2x speed, and I found myself not really having time for tufting. So I asked myself, how can I use the materials? How can I use the vision, the impulse, still stay connected to my core creative center and adapt and stay fluid, because the priority isn't rigidity. The priority for me now is connection, is staying in that creative zone. This mini volcanic applique project really bloomed from that desire to stay connected, use the materials I already had, and really stick to this imagery, this creative pulse that I feel. It's been a lot of unknowns. I really don't know exactly what is happening, but I don't feel like a deep knowing is part of my creative journey. I used to wait until things made a lot of sense to commit to them or stand fully in the project. But right now, I'm kind of just following what feels interesting, what feels like creative expansion, and trusting that that is enough. When I imagined myself in galleries, especially as a child, I thought it would feel really different. I thought I would feel really established, concrete. Again, that deep sense of knowing. But honestly, it feels like I'm learning really publicly. And that can feel uncomfortable. And I'm realizing that I'm in that growing season right now. This gallery show might externally look like a flower or a fruit, something that is established, ready to harvest, when internally it feels like I'm planting seeds. It feels foundational, and it feels like there's this great possibility of what could come. I thought that I needed to feel confident before sharing anything. I really wanted to show up polished, show up perfect. Like I needed something to be fully formed and fully sorted before I could bring it into the world. I was so protective and so self aware and so self conscious of the way that I was going to be perceived, not only myself, but where I was along the journey, where I was along in my season of growth. But I'm starting to realize now that sharing things while I'm still figuring out is the interesting part of the process. It's the part that I find so captivating in stories. I love seeing the process. I love seeing the behind the scenes that's messy and real and authentic. I think it makes you feel like you're along for the journey and you're a participant and you're on this glorious voyage with the person. I've been privately building up these tufted volcanic works in my self-built off-grid studio, waiting for it to be polished enough to be worthy to share. What I've kept with me has been my studio notes, this journal, this diary, this notebook that really captures the journey. And I find myself grabbing this journal so often. I'm not gravitating towards the highlight reels, the pictures, Though that's important too, but I think what keeps me so engaged and excited about this journey is the vulnerability of growth. It's captivating, it's enchanting. It really brings me to the project in a way that keeps things sustainable. It keeps me tapped in, not only the fancy, polished pieces, but also the messy bits, all of it really. It's all part of the path. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you soon.